still wondering why you're not recruiting, well, maybe you're not getting your message out there. Okay, so here's what we're going to talk about tonight, is I have 3 wonderful ladies on the line, and I asked 3 of these ladies, is there something you don't know about recruiting that you'd like to learn about? And so I'm going to start off first by Juanita Lammers. She's an executive director from Nebraska, and she thought of some things that she felt that maybe people would want to know. And so, Juanita, are you on?
Yes, I am, Phyllis.
So, what is your question?
Well, my question is, once you have someone who shows interest in joining me, what are the first things you present to her? What exactly do you tell her or show her? What's the first step? What's the second step?
Okay, all right. Now, this is where sometimes I guess a lot of people get anxious. And you have, first of all, she shows that interest and say, well, I'd like to talk to you about this. How much money do you need? Think about it, ladies, and mark this down. We all have needs. We all have wants. We all have dreams. Now, don't get them mixed up because they're all separate. So determine what her needs are. In other words, if you were going to come into this business, Juanita, how much money do you need monthly? So then you sit there and say, okay, now we know. Like, say maybe she's like, I only need $500 a month right now to cover my bills. Okay, all right, now now you know what she needs. And then say, well, I'm sure you probably want to earn a little bit more than that as you go along. Yeah, I really would like to do at least $1,000 or $1,500 a month. And so, okay, that's her want. But she doesn't need that right now. That's what she'd like to do. But get her needs, and that's that. Then you got to figure out what are her dreams. What is she looking for? Like, oh, gee, I would love to be able to go on a trip, or I love to go ahead and learn how to be, talk in front of people. Once you determine her needs and her wants and her dreams, now that's the starting point. Now, that's not a piece of paper. It's something you're going to talk to her about because you want to get to know her and what her looking at. Now, you might call it a goal. I don't do that. I call it needs and wants and dreams. Once you determine all of that, now you all have seen my plan for success. How much does she want to earn? We know what she wants to earn. How many hours is she willing to spend? Now, this is where the real bugaboo has happened in the past, because they say, well, gee, I don't have a lot of time. But they want all of this money, but they don't want to put the time in that's going to take to earn that kind of money. So show her how she can fulfill her needs and wants or dreams by determining how many hours. In other words, if she wants to earn $2,000 a month, but she only is going to put in 2 or 3 hours a week, that's not going to happen. She's not going to get that. So you got to bring her down to reality and find out that she knows she's got to put in the time. So then, once you say, well, okay, I can put in 10 hours a week, okay? If you talk to 2 appointments, maybe 3 appointments or 3 shows a week, and say you sold somebody bras or color, and you did that program, if there's $200 or $300, you have a chance of really having her meet her needs and work towards her wants. And in doing so, by that, it sounds realistic. It's like, when we hire an employee here, they don't come in and say, well, gee, I'd like to earn, $3,000 a month, but I don't have a lot of time. And so if I don't come in, could you just send my check? No. We tell them you got to work 40 hours. This is what we expect you to do. We want you here at the office. And in turn, this is how much we'll pay you. Now, that's really how you got to look at it, like a business. If you don't treat your business as a business, how do you expect anybody else to? And sometimes we get so busy, it looks like a hobby of us. And therefore, they don't take it seriously. Are you in business or are you in a hobby? You got to determine that too. So anyhow, once she's figured out how many hours, she knows how much money she wants, then you go over the Getting Started brochure to determine the demo kit or volume collection to come in with. So this is what it takes to come in with. And then you start a little high, and if she can't do it, you go a little lower. But you always start high and help her make that decision to be realistic, because you know she needs that product to do that. Then you talk to her about training. Now, that's very important. She comes with you. or you're going to go ahead and work out this training program, or your sponsor is having a meeting and you've got to be at, I'm going to go ahead. Some of you aren't on mute, star 6, so please do that. Then once you get that and she knows these times to get started, now you show her the marketing plan. This is how you pay. Don't get the marketing plan first, because that's not going to cut it. She's got to establish where she's going. But oh, by the way, this is our marketing plan. Now, I think you all have heard of our sponsoring portfolio. It's a number 90626. It has all the literature in there that you need to get somebody started. In other words, you have the My Plan for Success. You have the Getting Started, the marketing plan. You have the distributor agreement. Everything is in there. So look it up in your literature section under sponsoring 9026 and order that. Carry at least 3 of these with you at all times so that you're ready to talk business. You're prepared. I've often, when I've held meetings, sometimes I always, when we have lunch or something, and I talk to somebody out, like say a waitress about the business, and then she'll say, well, yeah, I might be interested. Well, then I usually take her name and number. Then when I come back to the meeting, I always say, gee, I've got a lead here. Who's ready for the lead? And everybody puts their hand up. I said, no. How many of you have all your literature handy right there that you can run out and recruit this girl right now? Oh, you'd be amazed how many hands go down. And in doing so, what we do is that shows you're not prepared for recruiting if you don't have the literature handy to talk to somebody and get what they need and what they want and their dreams and get their plan of what they're going to do. So that's my answer to that one. A little lengthy, Juanita, but that's my answer. Do you have anything else on that?
That was perfect. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, now we got a lady. She's from Texas, Mary Dumas, and she's asked some questions that maybe some of you have asked before. And so, Mary, what is your question tonight? Mary, get off us on mute, hon.
I'm here.
That's okay, sweetheart. Okay,
hello, everyone.
Why don't you give us your question?
Okay, my question is, do we have a recruitment guide, which you just sort of answered there, that provides a dialogue or scripted approach recruiting consultants?
Uh-huh.
Why are we not nationally advertised?
Very good question.
Yvonne or Mary Kay or Tupperware or, just a little booth out there.
Okay.
For us, because we have such wonderful products in there. All the other products that I've researched, ours are so much better, but a lot of people have not heard of us.
I know.
It's kind of hard, especially in our area here. It's kind of hard for them. I said the company's been around 50 years, and they're just super.
Right.
So we need a little boost. That's my question.
Okay, sounds good, Mary. Well, I'm going to answer that for you right now. Let's talk about that scripted recruiting guide. Remember I told you a little while ago, there are approximately 54 conference calls posted on the YouTube, which give you various ways to learn to recruit as each person sees it differently. So in other words, what we've got up there is fresh approaches all the time about how people do to talk to people about this business. So you've got the on-the-job training, so to speak, from experts in the field. Now, here's when I thought about your question, the first thing that comes to my mind is listen to everyone to hear what are they looking for in this business. So I wouldn't talk about the business as much until I find out, well, why are you interested? How much are you looking to earn and what to go on? Because you're going to bring them into the business. You're going to invest your time by training them and helping them. So you want to make sure they're serious. This isn't just playing around. How many times have you brought people into the business and they get their items and you don't hear from them again, and you look on your bonus summary at the end of the month, 0, 0, 0, 0. And you think, well, what happened to her? Well, we never got her need, her wants, and her dream. Because if she's sincere about it, fix it as long as she knows you're serious about it. So listen to everybody out there. Now, how enthusiastic are you? People join because you're happy, you're excited about what you're doing, and remember what I started with by saying, tell your story on a piece of paper and hand it out and say, I want to share with you how I got in this business. It's so easy, and I've been so happy. Now, I know myself, when I first started in this business, I didn't know what I was